Hey everybody, welcome to this is the first installment in my Torchlight 2 series. I'm gonna
What's
uh,
your business here?
I had talked about doing some Castlevania Lords of Shadows videos or Lords of Shadow 2 videos, but
I think this is as far as I can go. You should
you
carry on
know,
the Asterian
I don't
Enclave,
want to say it's a
but you're on your own.
bad game,
Warn them that
but
the
it
Alchemists
didn't
destroyed
grab me like
Torchlight,
the
and
first
it's
one
headed their
did,
way. It may
and
be there already.
having some I don't know, it's just not keeping me sucked in like the first one.
Have a new request.
So when I built my
You
game,
a new
or
recruit?
when I built my PC, I kind of went out and every time Steam had a big sale, I was like, oh, $2 for this? Hell yeah, download. And I think it was the Steam Winners Sale. Or maybe it was the, yeah, or it might have been one of the Humble bundles. But at any rate, I got Torchlight 2 for a steal. It was like $2 or $3. Like it was either $2 or $3 on a Steam sale, or like it was whatever, some ungodly low price buying it in the Humble bundle. So at any rate, I've had it sitting on my hard drive for a couple months, and I had played the first one on the Xbox 360. You know, I had two of my favorite genres growing up was like the sort of gothic horror Castlevania games, and the like the fantasy Swords and Shields and Dragons, Final Fantasy, and the Legend of Zelda games. Like one of the first games I played on the NES when I first got one as a kid was the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, which I didn't hate as much as some people did. It was hard as fuck, and I never did beat it when I was a kid. But you know, I
What's
played
your
the shit out of
business?
that, and then eventually, you know, I got an SNES, and A Link to the Past came out, and Super Castlevania 4 came out, which I played a lot of Super Castlevania. Super Castlevania 4 to me is the perfect Castlevania game. It's my all-time favorite Castlevania game because it had a ton going for it. It had, you know, the art style was perfect, the gameplay was
You
spot
just get
on.
here.
You know, coming from the NES to the SNES, that was probably the biggest leap in terms of going from one generation to the next. Going from Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse to Super Castlevania 4 was like going from a like a Pinto to a BMW at the time. You know, I mean, it was a huge leap. You could whip in 8 directions. You had door knockers that you could hang from. You had Konami implemented the Mode 7 chip in such a way that was you'd never seen anything like that at the time. You know, um, the bosses were well done. And while the game, it wasn't real difficult in the beginning, but once you got towards the later stages in Dracula's Castle, the difficulty amped up a little bit, but it was never unfair. I never felt like it was unfair. Um, but that was an all-around, that was a fucking awesome game. And I have to download that on the Wii U Virtual Console, actually. Maybe I'll get it on an emulator, maybe. I don't know. Oh, can't talk about that. But, you know, going back, I had read about Torchlight when that game had come out, and being a fan of that visual style and setting, you know, and I'd never really played Diablo or Diablo 2 or actually any Diablo game at that. Well, I still haven't played any Diablo game. Um, at the time, my only experience with like a loot-based game was Borderlands, you know, and I was like, this looks cool. Let me give it a try. So I grabbed some Microsoft points. I think it might have been on sale for something on the Xbox Live Market, but I downloaded it, I played it, I fell in love with it. It was, you know, for someone like me that had never really played a game like that, it was just like, you know, it was new and exciting, and most importantly, it was fun. I basically played it into the ground. I mean, I'm not sure how many hours I wrapped up into it, but it was a lot. But eventually I read about Torchlight 2 was being developed and it was coming out, but it wasn't going to come out on the consoles, so I was a little bummed out about that. And, you know, at the time, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 were nearing the end of their life cycles, and I was seriously contemplating, like, I'd started getting into watching gameplay on YouTube, and just the stuff that you could do on the PC was really intriguing to me, and obviously the visual fidelity was much better than what you could get on the consoles. You know, they were showing their age. And I think really what got me into that was Borderlands 2. You know, I was playing it on consoles, and then I seen these gameplay videos of the game on the PC, and I was like, holy shit. And I started going to websites like Digital Foundry and things like that, and seeing the face-offs with the PC builds and the face-off against the consoles and stuff, and I started really seriously considering, like, you know, is it worth it? What would be the better investment, building a PC or eventually shelling out the money to get a PS4? And at the time, I didn't really know anything. You know, nothing had been announced, but you know, I mean, I figured I would eventually probably get both consoles. So I dragged my feet a little bit, and eventually the PS4 was announced, and it sounded pretty solid. And then the Xbox One was announced, and it wasn't looking so good. You know, they did the DRM thing, the always online debacle and all that. And I was like, you know what, let me just start doing some research in the PC parts and let me see what I can do. So I saved up some money. A friend of mine gave me a tower. I got it. So I saved up. I got, it looked like for what I wanted to do, I could do what I wanted with the i5 3570K and a GTX 760. So I ordered those. I got, you know, the motherboard I needed. I got 8 gigs of RAM, power supply, blah, 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 blah. So all my stuff came, I assembled everything, put it together, plugged it in, turned it on, installed Windows, and fell in love with the PC gaming experience. It was, and I'm not trying to knock consoles or anything, you know, they still have their place. I still play my consoles. Actually, I've been playing my Wii U, you know, lately, because there's, you know, I play video games to have fun, and one thing, no matter what you say about Nintendo, or what anybody says about Nintendo and their missteps as far as their technology goes, you can't say that their first-party console exclusives aren't fun. I have never played an actual first-party Nintendo game and not had fun. I'm actually looking forward. I'm going to set aside some money here. I think I'm probably going to get Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I love Nintendo's first-party games. But that being said, I built my PC and started replacing my console games with their PC counterparts. I traded in a bunch of stuff up at GameStop and got Steam wallet cards and things, and I'd wait for sales and just go nuts. And I haven't looked back. You know? I eventually upgraded my graphics card when my wife and I split up. I had some money set aside I was going to buy a fence for our house, and since I don't live there and I don't need a fence where I live now, I took some of that money. I bought a GTX 780 Ti because I figured, why not? I don't know if I was really in a good mindset or not. I just needed to, I think I was feeling easing the transition with material objects. I don't know, but I threw that in, and that was my first major PC upgrade. And then I wanted a computer for making videos and rendering, and I know technically the NVIDIA cards are better for the rendering because they got the CUDA cores and stuff like that, but I also had tossed around the notion of building PCs for the hell of it for people, and I wanted to kind of get my hands on some AMD parts just to see, you know, if there was any real discernible difference. So I got an AMD FX. What the hell did I get? Shit. That's bad. 8350, an FX 8350. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. But I got an FX 8350 and an R9 290 graphics card, and you know, 8 gigs of RAM again, and all the other shit. And put that together, and that's like my secondary gaming computer, but I use it for uploading and all that other stuff, and for rendering videos and all that. Well, that depends too. I render between the two of them, but I don't know where I was going with that, but that's kind of how I got into the whole PC thing. So I had planned on, you know, I was really hyped about Lords of Shadow 2, and I was going to do some gameplay videos, and like I said, it just didn't pull me in like the first one did. And I fired up my PS3 the other day, and I had some money in my PSN wallet, and I got on there, and I seen that there was an HD version of Mirror Fate, so I downloaded it. I had enough on there to cover it, so I got it. And actually, I really enjoy Mirror Fate. It, you know, it gives me that same feeling that, I mean, I'm not saying it's as good of a game, but it gives me that same feeling as Castlevania 4 did, you know, that side-scrolly action-adventure game. So I'm enjoying it so far. I might do some videos on it after because I didn't know if I was going to like it, so I didn't stream it to my computer and record. But I might do some videos on it after I beat the game and go through it to clean up. I might either start fresh or whatever, I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, I'm sitting here today and I was trying to think, like, what do I got to play? And I was going through my Steam library and I seen Torchlight 2, and I was like, I haven't played that yet. Let me fire it up and give it a run, give it a whirl. And I was like, you know what? Let me record this, see how it goes. And you know, as I said, I played the first one on the 360, so I used a controller, obviously, so the mouse and keyboard setup for this game is a little taking some getting used to for me, and I'm going into this kind of blind. I didn't read any tutorials, I didn't look up any build videos or build guides or anything like that. I just kind of want to give it a blind run through to kind of learn it on my own, so I might make some skill choices that I might come to regret later, but until that point, you know, just kind of getting the feel for the game, and so far I really enjoy it. I put in a couple hours today with it, and I kind of fucked up once. I didn't hit my button for my health potion quick enough, and that bit me in the ass, but you know, for the most part, I mean, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. The only downside is I'm a loot whore, so I'm kind of stuffing my pack full a little bit, and then I gotta go through it and organize everything and sell stuff and all that fun jazz. But it's turning out. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna do. This just kind of in supplement to my my Borderlands videos and my Mass Effect videos that I'm very slowly uploading. But you know, we'll see how it goes. That being said, I'm also planning on, I ran it by a few people. I was having some discussions with some people on my Facebook page about the possibility of doing a podcast about horror movies. And I don't want to call it like retro because it's gonna like obviously there'll be older movies like Halloween and Thing and The Exorcist and maybe even the Universal monster movies and things of that nature. But I mean it'll probably encompass newer stuff too. But we're getting the details worked out on it. Hopefully the first one will be up by the end of the month. Right now the biggest hurdle is not everybody has like huge top-end PCs, so we can't obviously like stream to everybody real quick. So coming up with a free way to get everybody online and discuss the subject matter was probably the first hurdle, and then getting schedules to coordinate will be the second major hurdle because I work midnights and just about everybody else in the world works daylights. So, plus, a couple of us have kids and stuff, so there's that. But mainly the spearheading on that will be done by me and a gentleman I'm working with on by the name of Jay Boogeyman. He is an independent film director in not my town, but the general area of where I live. We have a mutual friend that got us hooked up through online connections, and he's actually getting ready to do a movie here called Feed the Gods that I'm going to provide musical compositions for. But him and I will probably be the primary driving forces behind this podcast, and once I figure out an easy way to get the finished product to him, probably through a SkyDrive or whatever, then we'll probably dual host them on my channel and his channel, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So right now, the only possibility for a title we have is the Necropodicon, so I'm open to suggestions there if anybody has a better idea. But I just haven't really come up with anything better than that. Nobody else has thrown anything at the board yet. So excuse me. So we're still kind of ironing out some finer details and hashing some things out there. But look for that, like I said, hopefully before the end of the month.
I'm at your service.
In a perfect world, maybe have it up by the end of next week, but just for the sake of safety, don't hold your breath on that one. We'll see how it goes. I'm really interested to see how this is going to work out. I'm excited for it. Because I like to bullshit. I'm a conversationalist. I like discussing things that interest me, as I'm sure anybody that's watched my videos is well aware. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm excited for it, so we'll see where that goes. But it won't. It's not going to interfere with any of the other content that I'm doing. Obviously I have my music and then my gameplay stuff. Kind of winding down towards the end of Borderlands. Maybe I'll finish up. I got one more video to finish up my Nox segments, and then I'll probably do Claptrap, definitely. Borderlands 2, I'm kind of out of ideas at the moment. But then again, like I said too, I mean, everything I do, I just kind of do content on whatever I'm having fun with at the time. And not saying that Borderlands 2 isn't fun, but you gotta understand, I've put a lot of time into both of those games, so I kind of get fatigued easily on them. I go in bursts where I won't play them for a while, and then I'll play them for like 2 or 3 months, and then I won't play them for a while. But my backlog's getting kind of filled up too. I really do want to finish Lords of Shadow 2. obviously, like I said, I'm enjoying Mirror of Fate. Now that I've been talking about Super Castlevania 4, I'll probably download it. Also, I got Monster Hunter 3, Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario Brothers U, Wind Waker HD. When I bought my Wii U last week, that I want to play. Actually, I never played Wind Waker at all, so that's kind of new and exciting for me. I played the Twilight Princess, which I fucking loved. Twilight Princess. I wish they'd make a HD re-release of that.
You have gained an experience.
I still actually haven't finished Halo 4, as long as that game's been out. But and then I got a big backlog of PC games. Some of them are games that I've played. Some of them are just like I got Deadpool on here. I haven't even set it up yet. It's installed, but I've never even hit start on it. You know. So we'll see. I gotta get my ass in gear and get some of these games finished. It helps. There's kind of a, for me personally, there's kind of a lull coming up. Dark Souls 2 looks interesting. Titanfall looks fun, but I don't know. That all depends on if any of my friends get it. But seeing as how most of my friends don't have a gaming PC, an Xbox One or an Xbox 360, then Titanfall's looking like a no. Yeah, I know I could get on and play with randoms, but I don't know. We'll see. Depends. But really, you know, until I shell out the bread for a PS4, there's nothing really that's grabbing me that I have to play. Yeah, I do. Infamous Second Son looks good, and Destiny looks really good, but you know, I don't have anything to play those on at the moment. So we'll see. And you know, I could still end up getting Titanfall. I don't know, but for now, you know, I'm having fun with Torchlight 2. I put in a couple hours today, and we'll see where that goes. I could play it for a little bit tomorrow and be like, yep, not having fun with it anymore. I don't know, you know, we'll see. But for now, it's keeping my interest, and it's keeping my enjoying it. So and that's what games are for me. Like I said before, fun. You know, I work 40 hours a week. Don't really, you know, working midnights kind of puts a damper on having a lot of time to hang out with people, because usually when I'm home and awake, they're at work, and then when they're awake, I'm either sleeping or at work. So it's a nice way for me to unwind. But
I need your help.
I don't know, like, if I'm going to record. I don't know how long this game is, so I don't know if I'm going to do the whole playthrough and upload it, but I'll definitely have a few more videos for it. And if the interest is there, you know, obviously I'll keep uploading them. And then Mass Effect, I kind of petered off a little bit on there, just because I got wrapped up in other stuff. I focused pretty heavily on music over the weekend. I think I did upload some of my Knox videos, but they were already done. I didn't have to actually like really do anything other than hit upload. But I think maybe what I'm going to do is break things down into like maybe set a schedule for myself. Maybe like Mondays will be Mass Effect, Tuesdays will be Torchlight 2, Wednesdays will be the podcast, Thursdays will be Borderlands, Friday will be miscellaneous games, and then the weekend we'll see whatever comes from the weekend. It also depends on when my days off fall, because my days off are on a 21-day rotation. So we'll see. But you know, and too, like, if anybody, like I said, anybody has any suggestions. Also, anybody that watches these, if you play Torchlight 2 on Steam, I don't have anybody on my Steam friends list that plays it. So if anybody watching this plays Torchlight 2 or wants to play Torchlight 2 again and has Steam, let me know. I'd like to try out the multiplayer. And see what it's like. That being said, be prepared for the possibility that you might be on a small YouTube channel. We'll see. Oh, I should probably discuss why I picked the Outlander character. As I said in probably, I think my Maya videos, I tend to gravitate towards not so much necessarily the most overpowered character in the game, although that's contradictory since I play Lilith in Borderlands, but as I explained, she looked to be the most interesting gameplay-wise in the game because of phase walk. But I didn't know she was going to become this overpowered beast of a creature with SMGs and her mercenary mods. But I tend to gravitate towards the character classes that look fun, and when the game booted up and showed me what I had to choose from, I didn't want to play a straight up mage class or a straight up fighter class. You know, I made that mistake with Kingdoms of Amalur. Whatever. The first time when I got it for the PlayStation, I played a knight or warrior or whatever, and I got like 10 hours into it. I got kind of bored. And then same thing as some of the other PC games. It was on sale for dirt cheap, so I got it, and I tried it again, thinking, well, you know, try wrapping my head around this again. And I played as a rogue, and I loved it. I played the piss out of it as a rogue and had a ton of fun, which actually turns out, I don't know this for sure, but rogue might be kind of overpowered, because it's, if you got a good enough sneak skill, you can decimate KOA with a rogue class. But I had fun with it, playing as a rogue, and there was a couple parts that were a little grindy, but overall it was a lot of fun. So when I was looking at the character selections, the Outlander seemed the most interesting with the guns and the glaive and everything. So I'm like, you know what, I'll give this a shot and see what happens. It might bite me in the ass. I might make it through without a problem. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a lot of foreknowledge of this game. So we'll see how it turns out. I could end up getting royally fucking stomped here towards the end game. But for now, I'm doing quite well. I had, in my next video, you'll see I have one death because that was mainly on me for not paying attention and using a health potion fast enough. I thought I could maybe out DPS what I was fighting, and it didn't work. So it was a combination of taking a gamble and not paying attention that bit me in the ass. But it's fun, you know. I'm still kind of experimenting with things and getting a handle on things. So like I said, I might make some piss poor skill choices that somebody might be watching this video that's got a lot of experience with this game going, dude, why are you doing that? But you know, like I said, it's just getting a handle on how it plays and everything like that. I forget what class I played as in the first one. I don't remember now. It's been a while since I played the first one. I actually have it on here too, but I just never got around to trying it out on the PC. Right now, my biggest hurdle, like I said, is getting used to the controls, because this is the first game I ever played that has this kind of control scheme with mouse and keyboard, so I'm kind of getting my bearings on that. But it's clicking, and I'm getting a better grasp on it. You'll see as I progress through the game. But yeah, it's new, something different. Oh man, tired. Should probably take, well, it's too late to take a nap now before work. But I should probably just break down and get Diablo 3. I got a couple friends that play it, and this could be incorrect, but I've been told that Torchlight's kind of like Diablo Light. I don't know how accurate that is, but you know, if it's in the same vein as Diablo, then I think I could enjoy it. I know some people are probably crying blasphemy because I don't know a whole lot about Diablo, but I hadn't played a whole lot of loot-driven dungeon crawlers, so forgive me for my ignorance. Okay, so I was looking up a little bit because I seen they had a Steam Workshop page for this, so I did a little bit of reading in on that. Seeing that they have mods and stuff, you might see some more videos than I had planned on for this, because that leads to some interesting possibilities. And might be able to do some crazy shit with some mods. See how that. I'll have to go through their browse through them, see what they got, but that looks promising. That's the other appeal to PC gaming, or the appeal of PC gaming to me, is mods and messing around and stuff like that. The Terramorphous video that I did, where there's like a whole army of Terramorphouses and that you have to fight. Like, to me, like, that's kind of a neat little thing, you know. I'm not into the whole speed killing thing, but doing stupid shit like that is kind of cool, and you can't do that on consoles, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely gonna have to go through some of the stuff on Steam Workshop and see what's on there, and that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, definitely. And I see this as they got rid of the retirement system. Put a new game plus in. So that'll be cool. Hopefully, maybe I'll just dive into see what kind of player base there is for this game still. Maybe I'll just dive into a random online game, or maybe I'll go to the forums and see what's going on there. Try to get involved. But, because I see they got instance loot, so that's kind of cool. It's not such a, you don't have to fight over loot like you do in Borderlands. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this some time, because like I said, I'm definitely enjoying what I've played so far, and get some more out of it, especially with the mods. I mean, that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I see Kotaku did a comparison between Torchlight 2 and Diablo 3. So essentially, it's like a faster, more flexible Diablo 3 with fishing and pets. Says, according to this, Torchlight 2 is actually a little bit harder towards the second half of the game than Diablo 3. That's cool. So maybe I will get bit in the ass making the wrong skill choices a little bit more. So making the wrong skill decisions could really have some punishing consequences, which that's fine. But yeah, the mod thing definitely intrigues me to no end. That'll definitely be something I'm gonna have to screw around with and see.
My pack is full.
The bane of my existence in loot-based games, full backpack. I don't even know. I think this video might run a little bit longer, but I think maybe I'll just try to keep them down to, I don't know if I'll just do segments of however long I happen to sit down for, or maybe I'll just make them a half hour, because I mean, it's really not, it's not really as exciting as a Borderlands video. So, these might be nice little ways for me to kind of shoot the shit about my channel and some other stuff and get the ball, like, kind of, like I said, partially informative, partially for me to spew my thoughts and opinions. So maybe that's how I'll utilize the footage from this. We'll see. Next video might only be 10 minutes or something. We'll take it as it comes. You know, I'm still kind of figuring things out and on this whole YouTube thing in general. Because like I said, even though I'm not monetizing or trying to make money off of it, you know, at the same time, you know, I want to grow my channel. Mainly, I mean, like, I have fun doing the gameplay videos, but I'd also like to get my music out there too to people. Maybe even collaborate with people on stuff. Obviously, I don't have a condenser mic at the moment, but you know, I don't have any vocals on my music, so I mean, I would be more than willing to collaborate with people on songs, or like if there's somebody out there that thinks they can throw some lyrics at the song and record some vocals, I'd be willing to send them some raw audio and let them put some vocals over it or whatever. Actually, one of my secret desires would be to collaborate with Malika on a song, but that'll probably never happen. I'm actually working on some more mellow stuff that I think would probably sound awesome, but I don't. I don't even think I'm gonna waste the time sending her an email trying to even convince her to collaborate on a song with me, because her talent is far beyond mine.
I don't have enough mana.
But if anybody that watches these actually does check out the music, you know, I have everything pretty much broken down into the blocks in which I wrote the songs. But if you're curious, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, the Pescara Dios playlist is the stuff that I've been putting together for that Jay's movie that I mentioned earlier in this video.
My thanks.
So whenever that movie gets filmed and finished and Feed the Gods comes out, the songs that are in that playlist will more than likely be what you hear in there. Now granted, these are all tentative, so we'll see what happens once filming begins and
What's your business?
editing and all that happens. So, but for the most part, that's kind of some of the ideas that I've been toying with to throw out at him for that movie. But you know what? I think we're gonna wrap this one up. This one probably got a little long-winded, and for that I apologize. If you stuck with me through the whole thing, you're awesome. So, again, you know, like I always say, I want to thank everybody for watching and for giving me your support. You guys are fucking awesome beyond words. And you know, like I said, if you play this game, or actually any of the games that I play, I have my different account names in my description on my channel, so feel free to add me if you want, and we'll game, or maybe even work into the podcast once we get the ball rolling on that, if you want to be a part of that. So, but until then, thanks guys, and I will see you in the next one. Later.